Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg. Thanks so much for being here today, too. And I also want to thank the chairwoman for having this hearing. You've said a lot of things today that I don't think could have been said in the last hearing, so it was important to have you here, and your responses to questions has been very direct and very helpful, so thank you for that, and thank you very much for being here. I just had a few quick questions about the Libra Association. On the website, one of the benefits before Mr. Marcus appeared before our committee was that those contributing who joined the association could derive dividends from Libra investment tokens, and that's since been taken off. Could you elaborate on that?
Sure, Congressman. I think that there had been an idea that in order to encourage marketing of the payment service, that there might be some investment that other companies could make into this and some return that they could make, but I think that that idea has either morphed or been abandoned at this point. I'm not sure exactly what the current state of it is, but that's what you're referring to.
Yes, that is. Do you think that's a reason some of these bigger name players pulled out of the association, or do you have a theory on that?
Congressman, I don't think that that's related to that, would be my guess. I mean, those companies could have invested if they wanted to under that program, but I'm not sure that they were planning to.
And so I kind of want to close on this line of Switzerland. I traveled with the chairwoman to Switzerland, and we found an environment there that seemed to be very pro bringing the association to Switzerland. And one of the things that was troubling to me was this idea that we've got a great American company like Facebook and a great American success story like yourself, who's pushing this idea on foreign soil. In your written testimony, one of the things you said is, I believe this will extend America's financial leadership as well as our democratic values and oversight around the world. If America doesn't innovate, our financial leadership is not guaranteed. Those are your words, and I agree with you. But why not bring this to the United States? Even if it means saying, we tried this, we couldn't get our fellow Americans, we couldn't get Congress on board, but we think we'll have more success here at home. Why not give that a shot?
Well, Congressman, our subsidiary, Calibra, as well as a lot of the other organizations, are American. A lot of the work that we're doing is happening in America. The platforms that we're building, like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, where people might be able to use Libra if the project moves forward, those are American products that carry our values, and it's contemplated that the reserve of the Independent Libra Association would be primarily American dollars. So we've talked at length today about some of the reasons why it might make sense to headquarter an international association in the place that a lot of other international associations are headquartered, but I wouldn't take away from that this isn't still going to be an American innovation that is extending America's financial leadership around the world.
So I'll just say this, before this hearing, I kind of had two issues. One was some of the issues Facebook has had over the last few years. A lot of them have been voiced in this hearing today. And the other was the whole issue of moving this to Switzerland. And I just would say that I think you've done a good job answering our questions today. Any company as large as yours is going to have problems, and you'll continue to have problems. And so I'm not so much against the idea of Facebook pursuing an innovative idea like perhaps I was in the past, but it's difficult for me to get on board with something that's so big being in another country, and I would implore you to consider bringing this home perhaps as things move forward. You've said that you'll pull out of the association if it goes a direction you don't want to go. I would argue that you have enough influence to bring this home and keep this American, and I would ask that you consider that, and I yield back.